The poignant, desperate message recorded from under the George rubble. Hell on wheels. A Bolt driver is under arrest for stabbing 2 passengers. And more X-rated revelations about Stormy Daniels' sexcapade with former US President Donald Trump. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
The sound of pain and fear of someone trapped in the George building collapse.
This is my penis is blam. Weer reg lager as ek moet en anders kan ek reg beweeg. Maar alles nou by die gebou onderkant my alles besig om die rommel op te doen is weg te vat uit hulle gesê. En dan wat hulle seker maar van onaf kom terug. Ja. Ek hoop nie dat ek kan goed maak. Ek gaan dit nie maak. Ek het nie meer krag, ek is moeg.
I was crying. I don't lie. I was crying. Because why? When I look back to that picture, how that rubble was laying there. It was a miracle for him, for anyone to get out there alive.
Delvin Suffers was rescued shortly after leaving this message. Delvin was the electrician on site when the 5-story apartment complex fell to the ground, trapping 81 workers. 8 of his colleagues died in Monday's tragedy. Today, a difficult reality settled in. Survivors are now being used to identify the bodies of their colleagues who died in the fold. 38 construction workers are still unaccounted for. The ACDP has threatened to fight the Bella Bill all the way to the Constitutional Court if it is signed into law. The Basic Education Law Amendment Bill is up for a vote today in the National Council of Provinces. The bill seeks to transfer more power to the Provincial Education Department to regulate school language policies, curriculum and homeschooling. Grade R will be made permanent in all public schools, and the abolishment of all forms of corporal punishment, including verbal, which can, quote, belittle pupils. Civil society organisation AfriForum believes this will be detrimental to Afrikaans school learning.
Rather build more schools. If there's a community with a properly functioning Afrikaans medium school and there's lots of need for an English language school or a isiZulu school or whatever, then the department should rather step in and build a new school and create that capacity instead of breaking down existing structures for Afrikaans education or whatever the languages in the area might be.
Have you had the flu yet, or are you one of the few that's been lucky enough to avoid it? It's a particularly nasty one this year, taking people down for prolonged periods of time.
It's very odd that actually this flu at the moment, I spoke to a few doctors as well before I came on air. They have the same problem of what I've just discussed with you, that there's this long flu that now it becomes long latent, and we're trying to find out to get data or more data what actually is the strain that actually is running around our cities. And so it's very imperative that the patients must seek medical care as soon as possible when they have this flu, because it's very serious.
We've been warned that it can be severe, some people going to hospital. So what should we do?
Taking your vitamin C's, your garlics and your gingers and all that to try and increase your immune system as we did during the COVID, if you remember.
And if it doesn't get better, don't be a hero, get it checked out, and a speedy recovery to you. So often we turn to nurses in times of crisis. The Health and Allied Workers in Durban Trade Union says they'll be boycotting International Nurses Day on May the 12th. It's a day that celebrates the work of Florence Nightingale and the work that these incredible people do. Haitu says if Florence Nightingale were to walk among the wards of South African public hospitals, she'd weep at the reversal in progress caused by rampant corruption, mismanagement and a general careless attitude towards nurses, workers and also towards patients. Almost every part of the country is suffering from some sort of water crisis.
Rise Mzansi KwaZulu-Natal Premier candidate Nonkululeko Hlongwane Mhlongo led a picket over water issues to the Durban City Hall this morning. This comes after concerns by various communities raising concerns with the lack of water in their communities. Communities such as Inanda, Abawoti, Mtuzuma and Phoenix have taken to the streets in the past few months, raising dissatisfaction with the water issue. And while these community members say they do access water tankers at times they go days and weeks without water. In its memorandum to the city, the party demanded all KZN residents to have clean running water. Eyewitness News, Durban.
Western Cape Police have confirmed that a Bolt driver accused of stabbing 2 passengers has been arrested. The woman opened a criminal case at the Tableview police station earlier this week after they were attacked at the weekend. According to police reports, the attack occurred when the driver refused to take the 2 victims to their destination. The woman had already paid for the trip, took to social media sharing graphic images of their wounds.
A 39-year-old male was arrested yesterday afternoon at a premises in Brooklyn, Milnerton. He will appear in the Cape Town Magistrates Court on Friday the 10th of May on a charge of assault with the intent to do grievous bodily harm.
Stormy Daniels is back on the witness stand at Donald Trump's historic hush money trial for another round of expected tough grilling by attorneys for the former president. The X-rated film actress, who claims to have had sex with the married Trump in 2006, spent nearly 5 hours testifying on Tuesday, recounting the incident in often explicit detail as the real estate tycoon sat stewing just feet away. Trump is accused of falsifying business records to reimburse his lawyer, Michael Cohen, for $130,000 payment made to Daniels on the eve of the 2016 presidential election, when the story of marital infidelity could have sunk his campaign against Hillary Clinton. Trump has denied having sex with Daniels, and his lawyers asked the judge for a mistrial on the grounds her testimony was, quote, extremely prejudicial in what is essentially a financial records and election-related case.
This all comes out of the White House and crooked Joe Biden. This comes from the White House, and it's all Biden because it's an attack on his political opponent. That hasn't happened in this country. It does happen in third world countries, but it hasn't happened in this country, and it's a shame. And the trial is a very unfair trial. It's a very, very unfair trial. The good news is they have nothing. Thank you.
That's all for me. See you again tomorrow. Don't forget to download the EWN News app.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.